Opportunity of a lifetime for me to get to come out here and hunt. You don't want to come out here and you don't want to miss a shot. But at the same time, you got to make sure that you get yourself in a good position where you've got a good shot to take.
See her just laying in the open? So he must be there. She's up on top of a berm with a real good view right down into this flat country. I don't think we can get low enough to get in on her. She's facing that way, though.
She's facing the other way.
She's facing this way. So she could easily look this way. We might try to go back around this way and try to come in behind a bush.
Okay.
So let's go back this way and just scout it out again before we make a move.
Okay.
You know, the pronghorn is a very interesting animal to me. Number one, it's a great game animal because they've got this 8-power binocular vision, and they've got this ability to sort of keep huge distances between themselves and any kind of predator, whether it's two-legged or four-legged. You wonder, why would an animal be able to run, 50, 60 miles an hour like a pronghorn can do at full speed? Why would any animal in North America be able to do that? What's the evolutionary reason for that? You go to the fossil remains and you see that in North America, there was once a cheetah that lived here. That's more than likely the reason that this animal became an animal that could run so fast. Its leg bones, its femur bones are 6 times stronger than that of the femur of a cow. So you ask yourself, why would this animal that has, a leg diameter that's leg femur bone diameter of a flute, why would that leg be 6 times stronger than the femur of a cow? Well, it's so they can run over rough terrain at high speeds without worry of breaking their legs. This cheetah that lived in the Pleistocene, that's the reason these things evolved into the animals that they did. But they're in their own genus. They're not an antelope at all. It's just the pronghorn, even though we call them sort of generically antelope. But they're great game animals and something so unique because of the way they act in the country they live in and the senses that they possess. There's really no prey out there like it.
And no prey more tests the stalking skills and patience of the hunters who go after them. A long stalk lies ahead for Anders and King as they try to close the gap on a trophy pronghorn when World of Beretta returns.
Got him. Heads up.
Got him, Jim? See the white rock?
I see him.
There they are.
Yeah, why don't I just get up on this berm over here?
Yeah.
I can just spot them from up there.
Just watch and have fun.
If you lose them, just
You'll
look
know
back
where
at me
they
and I'll
went.
give you some kind of signals, yeah.
Good.
I stick with you and stay low.
Yep. Let's go.
We spent better part of the day trying to find any kind of pronghorn, and then when we found a decent buck, it's like, game on, Jim. You're up, buddy. Let's go. And this is the first time he's really ever hunted pronghorn at all, or really hasn't done a lot of big game hunting to speak of, a little bit. And he was kind of nervous about the shooting distances because when you come from the east where, 150 yard shot is on the outside edge of being long, out here, that's the price of admission. You got to be looking at 200 to 300 yards. And the capability to shoot that far, obviously you want to try and get closer if you can, but really you have to know that you can shoot out to 300 yards. And with today's ammo and with a Sacco and a Burris scope dialed in, I mean, there's really no reason if you've got a decent rest that you can't make that shot.
You think we can get up to that little mesquite tree right in front of us?
Well, at least to that next.
I'm really bouncing around a little bit here. I'm not getting a steady.
Okay, let's do this. They're
Steady
walking
shot.
off to the southwest.
Okay.
So let's go over here and get behind that last sand dune.
Okay.
Let's get a little closer. We can get some yards off this. Get back over here.
We were able to keep some cover between us and the antelope for pretty much the whole time. I stayed right down behind Bob. Bob said, you can't be any wider or any taller than I am. Well, I'm already taller and wider than Bob to start with, so my heart was really pounding through this whole thing.
Okay, you just hang right here. I'm going to scout him out.
Okay, go ahead.
An antelope offers a really, really fun stalk. Of all the big game animals we hunt in rough, irregular terrain, stalking's a lot easier. We had to cover at least 100 yards of horizontal with no cover, and then we had to approach over a quarter mile with just very little cover to get within shooting range.
So we're going to go over here real carefully in this dent. We're going to come around behind that tree. When I think the tree's in between us and them, there's 3 of them there, so we got to beat all 3 eyes. But if it looks lined up, then we're just going to go straight. And I don't think we need to crawl. We'll just stay low crouched, stay back bent all the way down. Don't let your barrel or flashy be up in the air. Stay, keep your head down, and we'll go straight up behind that bush. I think if we get behind that bush, it's probably 100 yards out in front of us, so we just closed another 100. I think we're going to get in about 200 yards from that thing if we're lucky.
Closer we get, the better.
Yeah. Let's see if we can do it. This looks perfect.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
And Bob really did a great job in terms of incredibly patient stalking. Relatively flat country, not a lot of cover in terms of the kind of stuff that would block the view of these pronghorn that were bedded down. So when he made this long stalk, I just, it took a couple of hours to make the stalk. It was the most amazing sight to watch, just inch by inch by inch. But what's interesting about that is it's very much the kind of stalk to me, a bow hunter would have made. Very meticulous, knowing full well that they've got to get in very tight. Well, that's kind of Bob's DNA. I mean, he is a bow hunter, much more than a rifle hunter.
This hunt was the hardest hunt that I've had.
Okay, we beat him. We're here. Let's just wait for the shot. Take your time. We're on him. He's not going. He cannot get out of range quick enough right now.
Yeah.
So let's just watch.
The does
him
are moving
and wait.
around.
Yeah, let him mellow out. No hurry at all. You're gonna breathe easy. You're gonna just relax. Okay, and obviously when you're ready, you can shoot anytime you're ready when he's clear. Hell, they just keep coming closer.
The camera angle may make it appear as if the buck is crossing behind a doe, but from where Anders is standing, when he drops the hammer, he has a clean shot at the isolated pronghorn.
Got him on the right. Ready.
He's down.
He's down. He's
Whoa.
down. He's down.
He's still down.
He's still down.
Okay, keep your eye on him, and let's just move in and make sure he doesn't get up.
The shot turned out to be at a little over 300 yards. I think 314 yards from me to where the antelope went down.
It's the longest shot I've ever made.
That was the longest stalk we've had too for a while.
I sort of didn't expect it to be as difficult as it was, but it was a tremendously challenging hunt, an enjoyable hunt, a really tremendous time in the outdoors for all of us.
Looks like you got him
He's
just
dead.
square through the lower chest.
Yeah.
Great shot. Oh man, yeah, he's
Beautiful animal.
He's real nice. Real nice. Look at that. Look at that. Not bad. About
Nice
3.5
coloring.
year old, I guess, by his cheek patch here. If you look at his teeth, mature teeth, baby teeth on the side. So yeah, 3.5. Not all full mature teeth. Real nice.
The pronghorn was uniquely shaped by the terrain and the long-vanished American cheetah, from whose ghost the antelope is still running. But now the scene moves to Colorado and pheasant, a hunt that is about both tragedy and hope, as the world of Beretta continues.
This week's episode of The World of Beretta is brought to you by Beretta, 500 years, one passion. Tika T3, the best rifle value for the American hunter. Federal premium ammunition, every shot counts. Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors. And by Burris, just right. Hunt like you mean it.